Hi everyone, this is Nancy here again. Today we are going into understanding what grief is. So, defining grief. Grief is a deep sorrow we feel when we lose something or someone important to us. It's a natural response to loss, and everyone experiences it at some point in their life. Everyone experiences grief. It must not be that you lost a loved one. It might be that maybe you lost something so dear to you. Maybe you lost a job, a dream job for that matter. Maybe you lost a relationship like divorce. People grieve over things that they lost, no matter what that thing is. As long as that thing is dear to their hearts, they grieve over it. You could grieve over your lost job, your lost relationship, or even so many people grieve over their pets. Maybe you lost a puppy or you lost a cat and it's your pet. So people grieve over it as well. Grief can come in many forms and can be felt in different ways. It's important to understand what grief is and recognize the various forms it can take. Grief is the intense sadness we feel when we experience a loss. This loss could be the death of a loved one, the end of a relationship, losing a job, or any significant change that disrupts our lives. It's a natural reaction to losing something or someone we care about deeply. So, like the Bible passage tells us in Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 1, it says there's a time for everything. So there is a season for every activity under the heavens. A time to weep, a time to laugh, a time to mourn, and a time to dance. So this Bible verse is reminding us that feeling of sadness and mourning a loss is part of the natural thing that happens in life. So because you lost something, it's not the end of the world. It happens. So there's a time for everything according to what the Bible is trying to make us understand. So we have different forms of grief. Grief doesn't look the same for everyone. People experience and express grief in many different ways. So we're going to be talking about some of forms of grief. Like forms means like different ways that you can feel, that you express grief. So that's what forms of grief are. So number one, we have emotional grief. This is the most recognized form of grief. This includes feeling of sadness, anger, confusion, and loneliness. You might cry a lot, feel irritable, or have mood swings because it has to do with your emotions. And we have physical grief. Grief can also affect your body. There are some people that the way they grieve is not emotionally. You're not seeing them cry, but it's affecting them physically. You might feel tired all the time, have trouble sleeping, lose your appetite, or experience aches and pains all over your body. These physical symptoms are your body's way of coping with the stress of loss. And we have cognitive grief. Grief can impact how you think. You might find it hard to concentrate, forget things easily, or feel confused. You might even question your beliefs or struggle to make decisions. Some people will be questioning God. Do you even exist? Why am I going through this? Why am I feeling this way? Or you feel confused. Or some people don't even concentrate. Maybe you don't concentrate at work. When you're at work, you are thinking of what you have lost, or even in the things that you do, you don't concentrate. So it's another form of grief. And then behavioral grief. This form of grief affects your actions. You might withdraw from social activities, avoid places that reminds you of your loss, or engage in risky behaviors. Some people find it hard to go back to their normal routine. Risky behaviors, all those things we're going to talk about it in the feature pages that we have in this book. The healthy way of coping with grief. So that's where all these risky behaviors. There are some people that when they are grieving over something, they resort to drinking alcohol, or behaving anyhow, behaving abnormal. Most of these grief, you find them teenagers and maybe children. Maybe they lost something that is very dear to them, and the way to show you that they are grieving is to start misbehaving and start, drinking and forming bad habits, just to show you that they are not happy about what happened, or they are grieving about something. So, and we have spiritual grief. Grief can also challenge your faith. You might question why the loss happened, feel angry at God, or find it hard to pray. On the other hand, some people find comfort and strength in their faith during time of loss. Like when I lost my younger sister, it was a very, very, very difficult experience for me. And I also saw the same pattern with my husband when he lost his mom. Because especially when the person has been sick for a while, and you have prayed and believing God that nothing is going to happen to the person, and finally you lose the person. I know with my younger sister, we fasted. I was a teenager then, but I knew how to fast 6 to 6. I fasted 6 to 6, and I had to pray. We prayed a lot, and we were believing God. That was when I knew how to, have faith and believe in God that things are going to be okay. I believed in God so much that everything is going to be fine, that she's going to come out of this sickness. She was at the hospital for 6 months. And when we felt that everything was coming okay, everything was getting better, and she came back home, that was when she passed. And then I kept asking God, why did this happen? Did we not pray enough? There are a lot of questions. It's challenged my faith a lot. But at the long run, I started understanding, and then started reading the Bible, and started getting comfort from the Word of God. So when it happened with my husband, and I saw the same path of what happened to me in the past that is repeating again, my husband was questioning God, because we believed that my mother-in-law was going to get better. We already prayed and fasted, and every weekend in our church we hold like a group prayer for her, believing God that this is going to be a testimony. And we've already planned how the testimony is going to be, how the Thanksgiving is going to be, and we spoke to her. And the next time we heard that she had passed. So it was like a very big blow to my husband, and he was questioning God. And for a long time, he was finding it difficult to pray. He was finding it difficult to even allow people tell him about God. But I thank God that he started getting back his strength and his faith back through the Word of God. And so many men of God that reached out to him and spoke to him, and he started seeing reasons behind whatever happens. So I hope this encourages someone today. We're going to continue next time, and I pray that if you are passing through any form of grief, that the Lord will send someone to rescue you, and the Lord will send someone to talk to you and make you see reasons to hold strong to your faith. I'll be stopping here today. Next time we'll be talking about recognizing griefs and stages of griefs. See you next time. Bye.